Hello, and welcome to Let's Play The Sims Nerd House. So I have been on hiatus from YouTube for quite a while because of a bunch of stuff going on that just made it hard to record for a bit, but I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. One of the things that made it hard to record was my computer broke, and so I had to buy a new hard drive. My hard drive died, and so in the process of fixing the computer, unfortunately, the save game of Crazy Carl was lost. So I don't have the Crazy Carl save game anymore, and that makes me really sad. That was upsetting. So I had like 8 episodes of playing Crazy Carl, and he was a lot of fun. He was a fun character. I was enjoying that Let's Play, but when I found out the save file was gone, I was like, well, I could just recreate Carl. I could go back and watch the footage and create a new Crazy Carl that looked just like him, and I could give him the same traits and everything. But in my heart of hearts, I would know it wasn't the original. It's like it would be Invasion of the Body Snatchers or something. It'd be some phony baloney Carl, not the real Carl. So I didn't want to do that. So instead, I decided let's just make a new one. It's been so long and everything anyway. It feels like time to have a fresh start. So let's just make a brand new Let's Play, brand new characters, brand new house, and just start from scratch. So that's what we're doing here. So this is a brand new set of characters. This is 6 kind of nerdy people who I'm imagining, as far as like a storyline goes, I'm imagining that one of them won some kind of lottery or got an inheritance or something. And anyway, came into $50,000, or I guess I should say simoleons. And basically they said to 5 of their nerdy friends who would probably prefer to live alone since they're nerdy and shy and kind of a lot of them have the loner trait and stuff. But the one who won the lottery was probably like, you guys can't afford to get a place by yourselves, and I have a lot of money, so I'll buy the big house that's big enough for all 6 of us, and you guys just help me with the bills, and we'll be roommates. And they reluctantly agreed, and so now they're moving in together to a nice big house, because like I say, I've come up with a perfectly reasonable storyline for why they have $50,000 or simoleons to build a nice big house to begin with. So the 50,000 simoleon cheat, the motherlode cheat, that's the only one I'm planning on doing. I just wanted to get them off to a good start. I often play big sim households that have like 6 sims in the house or in the household. And sometimes it's fun to start with just the regular amount of money they give you, and it's a situation where you can only afford like 2 beds, and you just have one TV and like one sofa. And part of the challenge there is getting the Sims to like sleep in shifts, because only 2 can sleep at a time, and maybe 1 can take a nap on the sofa, and really roughing it until they make enough money to slowly buy a second bed and start to improve their lives over time. And that can be fun. That's a fun challenge. But it's not always the gameplay I want, and it's not the gameplay I wanted for this Let's Play. I was more interested in having them actually do stuff instead of just trying to survive while they live in squalor. So I went ahead and gave them the 50,000. It's hard to build a house that can comfortably support 6 people. It's hard to do that without a little extra money to get up and running. So I think it's okay. I don't cheat very often, but when I do, then I do it. And I don't. That was going to be it was supposed to be a reference to The Most Interesting Man in the World, but it really kind of fell apart there. Let's just forget about that and move on, shall we? Now, most of these characters have the loner trait, so they like to they like to be alone a lot of the time. Don't like to socialize and stuff. So because of that, ideally they would like each have their own room to go have time alone in, but their bedrooms end up being kind of small. But what I did do on the bottom floor was I wanted to go with, I think it's called an open floor plan, an open room floor plan or something. Basically, the kitchen and now we're working on the dining room here, they don't have doors. There's no walls with little doors separating them. They're just, there's this whole wall that you might put a door in ordinarily, though that wall's just not there at all. So there's lots of room to just wander into the kitchen, wander into the living room. They don't feel separated from the house. And maybe that would be a problem for somebody who's shy because it means you don't have as much privacy. But for me, when I'm in a position where there's lots of other people around, a big social group, a party or something, I hate when everyone's forced close, physically close together because there's more people than can fit in the room. I like to have some space. I like to have enough room that we can all have a nice bubble of personal space around us, and it's not quite so claustrophobic. And I feel like if I decided to run away, it would be easy to get out the exit. so, so I thought the open floor plan would be kind of less claustrophobic for them. The bathroom that I'm building here, of course, that does need to have a door. You definitely want privacy there. And I also put in what I think is a really nice entryway. And I've started doing that in my houses a while ago. But it's nice to have, like a lot of times your front door just opens into your living room or something. And I feel like that's kind of awkward. I like the idea of the front door opens into, think of it as the what do you call the door like on a submarine or a spaceship where the airlock. Yes, think of the I like to think of the entryway as like the airlock between the house and the rest of the world. You walk into the entryway, you walk into the house and you're in the entryway. It's a small room with hangers and things. You can take off your coat, take off your shoes in the entryway. Maybe there's a table there that you can put your keys, or if you're bringing in the groceries, you can set them down on that table. You kind of have a little room to take off your outdoor gear and get ready to enter the regular living area of the house. And vice versa. You have a room when you're leaving the house to go into the entryway and put on your jacket and your snow boots and whatever, and kind of get ready to enter into the outer world. Now, maybe that's because of the anxiety I have. Maybe it's because I'm afraid of the world. So I feel like I need an airlock to protect my living space from the world. But maybe it's not quite that crazy. I just like it. I like the idea of having an entryway to kind of let you ease into the house when you walk inside. It always seems weird to me when somebody walks in the front door and you're like watching TV and they walk in the front door with their snow coat and hat with snow on it on and their big boots, and they're like taking off all their winter gear right in the same room that you're like trying to watch a TV show. I don't know. That seems awkward and weird to me. I like the idea of having a room specifically for coming and going. So anyway, the entryway. I don't know why I'm explaining it to you people. It's not like I invented it. I just came up with the idea that, hey, I should put these in my houses in The Sims. Which, for a long time, it never occurred to me that the entryway was a room that I should probably make. But now I try to. At least if I've got $50,000 burning a hole in my Sims, imaginary pocket, then they can afford luxuries like entryways. Another reason to start them with the 50,000 simoleons was that I had just spent a lot of time downloading a bunch of mods, like these lamps here, these blue lamps, which I really like. I love these lamps. Those are mods that I downloaded. So if you're wondering why you never use those lamps when they look so nice, it's because they're not part of the regular game. Don't kill yourself trying to find them Unless you go download them off the internet, you're not going to find them. But I just downloaded a whole bunch of mods, wallpapers, objects, furniture, and I thought, I really want to use these things I downloaded, and if my characters don't have a money infusion, a simoleon infusion right off the bat, they're not going to be able to afford any of the fancy things I downloaded. So that's just one more reason to go ahead and use the cheat code so that I can play with all the things I got. I love downloading mods on The Sims. Sometimes it bites me in the butt. Sometimes mods break the game, and sometimes they cause a lot of problems, and that's a headache. But look at that painting is also a mod that I downloaded. Anyway, it's not a mod really, but you know what I mean. Something I downloaded and added to the game, and it's a really cool painting, and those are really cool lamps, and it's just fun. It's worth the risk sometimes, I think, to be able to add to the game. And there's so many people who make so much wonderful stuff for The Sims. It's really hard to just ignore all that great custom content. So you noticed there was a little fade to black, fade out, fade in thing just a moment ago. And that's because I took a break. After I finished building the downstairs, I paused the recording and walked away from the game for a little while and came back to it later. It took over an hour to build this house, and that was after I had created the 6 Sims. But I didn't record that, but I did record the house, and it took over an hour. So that's why we're watching. It's a speed build because we're watching it in 4 times faster play. Accelerated the recording by 4 times because I don't really think you guys want to sit here and watch me build the house for an hour in real time. And honestly, I don't know what I would talk about for an entire hour anyway. So I think this is probably the way to go. But yeah, the thing about having the 6 people in a house is that you need to make a really big house. It takes a long time. Like the downstairs was fun and pleasant, but now as soon as I go upstairs, I'm looking at how do I fit 6 bedrooms in here? Because if they're all shy people, they probably don't want to double up. They don't really know each other. There is a pair. There's a brother-sister pair. So those two Sims who are brother and sister, they probably know each other. But as grown-ups, you don't want to share a bedroom with your brother or sister. I mean, as a grown-up, 2 brothers or 2 sisters, I guess, could share a bedroom, but even then, I think when you're an adult, that's really not ideal. But especially if you're different genders, no. I don't care how poor you are, one of you should go sleep on the sofa. That's weird. So, but even the other people, nobody really knows each other too well. There are 2 aliens. And presumably the aliens might know each other. They might have come to Sim Earth at the same time on the same rocket ship. But, they come from outer space. Outer space is big. There's a good chance they don't know each other. Like, why do I just assume that all the aliens know one another? It's like, that's very racist of me. To just assume that every alien knows every other alien. Like, that's ridiculous. So, anyway. And so I figure they probably each want their own bedroom. And that means that I have to squeeze 6 bedrooms into the 2nd floor. And honestly, I did a fairly terrible job. I mean, look at this. Look at this floor plan for the 2nd floor. It's like a honeycomb or something. Every bedroom is a different size and a different shape. I got into this artsy-fartsy thing on the 1st floor where I had walls at angles to make kind of, I don't know, so that we wouldn't have as many 90-degree corners. And so I kind of tried to keep that going, the odd diagonal walls. And I don't think it did. It looks nice down here. On the 1st floor, it looks nice, but in the 2nd floor, it really made placing these bedrooms just... I did some really ridiculous, wacky stuff here. But I squeezed 6 bedrooms in, Now, every one is a completely different size and shape than every other one, so these 6 people are just going to have to fight with each other to see who gets... One of the bedrooms has a private balcony, for crying out loud. There's one big bedroom with a private balcony, one super tiny bedroom that you can barely fit the bed into, and then 4 other bedrooms that are all somewhere in between. And it's not fair. Somebody's going to get a much nicer bedroom than somebody else. But they're just going to have to figure it out, because I did the best I could. Hey, it's better than sharing one bed and having to take turns sleeping, okay, guys? You've all got your own bedroom. Just be happy for small miracles, right? Like, when's the last time in real life that you saw a house with 6 bedrooms in it anyway? Good grief. Just be happy you got this much. This is already a little ridiculous. But this completely wacky floor plan on the second floor is certainly a success as far as me trying to build houses that are not all just squares. Like, a year ago, I would have put 6 bedrooms here by making 6 perfectly equal-sized squares or rectangles and putting one bed in each of them and a door in each of them, and I would have said done. Whatever you might say about this being ridiculous, at least these bedrooms are unique and interesting to look at. They are weird shapes that are fun to look at. Not fun to arrange your furniture inside of them, but they're interesting. So mission accomplished on that front. I squeezed 2 bathrooms into the second floor, 1 shower, 1 shower, and 2 toilets. So at least you've got, everybody's going to have their own private bedroom, and there's 3 bathrooms so far, 2 on the top floor and 1 on the bottom floor. And I end up putting a 4th bathroom here in the basement. So 6 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms, that's a pretty nice house. Even if they are arranged in a honeycomb format that makes no sense, that's still pretty good. So the basement here is really it's like their den. You know, usually in The Sims, like if you go to find items by room type, the den is where you find the computers and the bookcases, the art easel, the musical instruments, the exercise equipment, you know. So upstairs, on the first floor, we had the living room, you know, TV, sofas, all that jazz. We had a nice dining room, a nice kitchen. And the second floor is all bedrooms. The entire second floor is just all bedrooms. And so that left me without any room to put their computers. And with 6 nerds in the house, one of them's kind of artsy-fartsy, may not need a computer, and one of the aliens is all about collecting specimens of Sim Earth. But the other 4 are definitely going to want to spend a lot of time on their computers. So there is just nowhere in the house to squeeze a computer into. So I came up with the basement idea. And so they've completely refurbished the basement to be a computer room, a big computer room. And there's a lot of extra room left over in the basement, so that's nice. That gives us an easy place to expand. And we've got 4 computers there in kind of a cubicle arrangement, which I kind of got a kick out of. So they can, at least 4 of them, can all go down and be on the computer at the same time. Now, since they're loners, they'd probably rather be on the computer without other people in the room at the same time. So maybe in the future we'll put computers in their bedrooms or something. But, you know, the other thing is, and the camera's in a weird, you can't see how much money I have, can you? Huh, something's a little wonky with my recording, I guess. You can't really see the entire screen. You can't see the very bottom of it. That's weird. Well, I'll try to get that fixed. But so I think this is a nice house for them to live in and mess around in. So now that the house is built, pretty soon I'm going to do some Let's Plays of them actually interacting, walking around, getting jobs, trying to make money hacking things on their computer or whatever they're going to do. So look forward to that. I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm looking forward to playing with these guys in their fancy house. And so, yeah, I'm going to have some screenshots here of the inside. And thanks for watching, everybody. See you soon.